Hello and welcome to Buildings of Tomorrow. My name is Jon Lester, and in today's episode, we are talking about cybersecurity certification. I'm really excited to be joined today by Nadia Patricia Stefan. She is the Global Head of Cybersecurity Certification at Siemens Smart Infrastructure. Nadia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jon. Thank you very much for the invitation. Great to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
We're really excited to have you and really excited to talk about this topic because cybersecurity is something over the last 10 years, especially in our industry, in the building industry, the infrastructure industry, has been growing and growing in importance. And certification is such an important part of this process for us to understand what we're looking at, how we achieve things, etc. And that's where I'd like to start with you today. When we talk about cybersecurity certification, what do we mean? What does this mean for us?
Well, you're right. Certification is very important to the last year. So certification for cybersecurity, that means the companies, they need to meet requirements, security requirements for products. And this requirement is to be already included during the development process of the product. Yeah. When this is included in the product, this requirement, they need to be proof by some kind of audit or assessment. Mm-hmm. And then the proof of this audit is a certification. It's a certificate. Yeah. It's like you say, a company can say I have a secure product, but without a proof, you cannot tell the people, okay, my product is secure. So you need a proof. This is a certification for cybersecurity.
And that's certification for us. This is the proof that against an industry standard, against a set list of criteria, that company, that product has fulfilled the expectations, which somehow gives customers confidence and understanding. Is that a reasonable summary?
Exactly. The certification gives the people trust. So and they're reliable. That the product is secure. So like you are sitting in a car and you need to be secure. The car is secure. So otherwise you will have an accident or something can happen. It's the same. So it depends of trust. It has to be with trust.
Perfect.
And also quality. Quite a very important point here. Because if the companies, they have a quality standard and a quality management system, and also they have an information security management system, they also are introducing security in their products and in their processes. Yeah.
Understand. So cybersecurity certification gives us an industry standard, gives us a benchmark to measure against, and that can help our customers, that can help anyone there in the industry understand, build that trust and have confidence in some of the topics, the products, the solutions that they're looking at. Yeah, amazing. That's really important for me, I think, because understanding why is the great first step. Now if we dive into our industry a bit more specifically, and when I talk about our industry, I talk about, infrastructure, buildings, this kind of thing, even some of different manufacturing and that kind of stuff. When we talk about certifications, what are the certifications or the certification that's important for us?
Okay, we're talking about here industrial certification. That is the IEC62443. Mm-hmm. The certification for control systems. In every industrial product is a control is a system inside, and we are in the world of industrial things, industrial of things, so IoT, and then all products they are connected with the internet. Mm-hmm. They are connecting with the whole environment, with digitalization world, transformation world now. So they need to meet these requirements for the IEC62443.
Right. Yeah. So IEC62443 is that focus. Now, can you give me a summary? I know it's extremely difficult to summarize a certification because there's so much below it. But can you give us an idea of what that means for a control system in this scope?
Okay, that means all components inside a product, they have different kind of functionalities. Mm-hmm. And these functionalities, they are linked also with security requirements in the standard. So the security requirements, they need to be met by every for the functionalities and also by every of the components. Yeah? And if you want to certify a product, then you need to go through these requirements, to these components, to the functionalities, and try to meet every security requirement inside of the product. So like
I can imagine that brings with it a challenge to meet an overall product requirement plus all of these individual component requirements. That's a complex process to go through.
Yeah, it's a complex process. So normally security needs to be linked and built from the beginning. It's security by design. So
Right.
if the product or the component is going to be developed, from this development, security needs to be considered. It's a very fundamental point and very fundamental, very important point here, because you cannot consider security at the end. Because at the end, it's a product already finished, and you need to make a lot of changes, a lot of invest money because of changes in the product, in the components, in the functionality. It's a lot of development changes, and it's a lot of resources you need to employ. For that reason, it needs to be included from the beginning in the development phase.
Right. So you mentioned there security by design. So starting in that development phase, and I think for a lot of people out there, especially when we talk about certification, and when I think about certification, often I think about communication protocol certification, BTL listing, this kind of stuff, and many of these certifications are done after you've completed the product, and that's not the case here. You need to do it from day one before you do it, and what does that mean? So in functional terms, how do you go about that process of verifying and testing that functionality and that requirement through the entire development phase?
You just first have a plan of your entire product. For the development, there is in the IEC62443, there is a secure development lifecycle. It's a part of the standard, and there is a whole plan. It's a whole set of requirements, of practices you need to start cover one by one. So you need to have a project team in the company, and set by one this start from these requirements. And when you feel that you have already done all tests, all these requirements, you can proceed to contact accreditable and a serious certification body, for example, TÜV-SÜD. Yeah.
Yep.
And there you can start with them. Normally, they are also offering gap analysis or pre-assessment. And pre-assessment means that they are going with you or with the company together, and they are looking at requirement. They are also identifying gaps in front before the certification. Is very important. The company already or the products are already known which gaps they do they have before the certification starts.
Understand. So you mentioned TÜV-SÜD there, and that description of how involved they are through the process, this gap analysis, that's an extremely important relationship. This is not just a test and tick process. How closely does that relationship between, in your example, working on products with Siemens and working with TÜV-SÜD, how close is that relationship, and how important is that collaboration throughout the certification process?
It's very important because it's trust. So security is trust, and if you are going to certification, you also have trust with your partners and with your customers. So that means you need to show your processes, show what are you doing, what are your requirements, and they're going with you through the process and being your partner during the certification.
Yeah, and this secure by design makes that more and more important. That collaboration, that process. Now,
of course,
you described. So we've talked about IEC62443. You described the process, this secure by design. So not just at the end, but throughout the whole process, the importance of the collaboration with the certification body. And at the start, you introduced us to IEC62443 as a control system certification, and we have this, as you mentioned. We're in IoT, we're in Industry 4.0. Everything's connected to the internet. Everything is that's part of a system is somehow open to the world. So this becomes more and more important. From your own perspective, how do you think we're going as an industry? How are we progressing along this journey to really understand and leverage more this certification process and this certification expectation?
Well, from my point of view, my expertise, I think the products needs to be include security by design from the beginning. So from my expertise, I also so products they are include security at the end, where people think, okay, now we have security. It's an important thing, but it is not something you can let at the end. It's something that needs to be rethink from the beginning and plan from the beginning. Resources, costs, everything. Yeah.
Right. So it's not good enough. Not good enough to stick some security on at the end. It should be this way. So then,
Yes.
if I understand correctly, this certification process just drives us to be better. This is an important part of us achieving what we need to achieve from a security perspective.
Yes, exactly. And also important thing is to have a serious partner from the side, like
Yeah.
just from TÜV, because if you go there with advance and ask for a gap analysis or for a pre-assessment during development phase, they will try to take you from the hand and to show the way to the certification.
Yeah, understand. And I think so many of the conversations we have on this show and in the industry as well, that partnership, that collaboration, that trust that you have, and when you describe this process, from day one, defining the components, the functionality of those components, and doing gap analysis on where you need to take action. You need complete trust here, because you don't want to wake up 3 years down your development train and realize that you missed something and have to go back and start again somehow. So that collaboration, that partnership is such an essential part. If I simplify my own simple approach, it sounds really difficult to achieve these certifications. Is it hard?
Well, it is work, so nothing in life is easy.
True.
Yeah. And if you also want to attach something, you want to achieve something in life, you need to work hard. You need to invest time, to invest resources, and it's also a certification. So you need to conform a team, invest resources in there. People need to also to invest time there, because people are not in the teams or in the company. People are not working 100% for certification. They have another position.
Yeah.
But it is like every target you have, as is yes, you need to invest time and work.
Amazing, but if I understand from you, and I love the passion, is that it's worth it. This is not something that's that's for fun. This is not a nice to have. This is essential for us as an industry and
Exactly.
and as trying to deploy these new technologies. Is that reasonable?
Exactly. This is something essential. It is, cybersecurity is a topic that is going developing every year after year. It's developing more. So the cyber attacks are coming more bigger, more straight away, and also the attackers, they are developing themselves. So they are not staying with the same knowledge; they are developing themselves, and so also companies and products need to be developed also in the same way, and almost in the same limits of the attackers, because products need to be in the same level of these threats. There are more vulnerabilities every year, and the companies to develop their people also, and this in the same way of these attacks. So
understand. And a great way to finish our conversation today, Nadia. Thank you so much. It's such an important topic, and it's not important today and important tomorrow. It becomes more and more important every day, every year, and that skill set and that understanding. But then also topics like certification help us navigate that craziness, right? And I think this links back to what you said at the start. Certification helps us and enables us to have that trust and understanding to benchmark and to compare. And it's the only thing that really gives us that independent understanding across different systems and different solutions.
Thank you very much, Jon. Thank you very much. It was a great, amazing experience being here with you. Thank you.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure. No, we appreciate your time so much. We appreciate your expertise, importantly, and I get the feeling that we have more to talk about. So while we finish here today, I can't wait to invite you back and talk more about cybersecurity. As you mentioned, there's nothing that's growing more and more in importance. So bring it on. I'm excited for that. But until then, thanks so much for your time. It was great fun.
Thank you very much. Also great to be here and in the future. Thank you.
Amazing. And a big thank you to everyone who is out there listening or watching us. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and also ensure that whenever you're having conversations or thinking about topics like cybersecurity, keep your eye open, as we're always looking to find more conversations with experts like Nadia to understand the next developments, the market drivers that enable us as an industry to navigate this very complex and difficult landscape. Until then, please keep out every 2 weeks or so for new episodes, and we'll talk to you very soon.